Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. Today I'm going to showcase to you my team selection for the upcoming game week 1. I'm going to be playing this year a teamed FPL season. That means that I'll be playing with players with nationalities that have won the World Cup. So the players that I can choose from are either from Uruguay, Italy, Germany, Brazil, England, Argentina, France and Spain. 8 nations and that's it. No Salah, no Haaland, no Bruno, no Virgil. But I can select players like Saka, Palmer, Bowen, Wirtz, Watkins, Sanchez, all of those players that are from nations that have won the World Cup. You're going to ask why? Because I wanted to have something different for you and I wanted to have something different for me. I have been playing fantasy for almost 6 years, and building the same boring lineup with everyone else has not made me happy, and I have been losing interest in following my team and doing things as it stands. But now with this, I think that I will be hooked for the whole season. I don't care about my overall rank position. My goal is top 100k, which was my goal in the previous year as well. So let's see if we can reach it. We are missing some big players, but that allows us to have some other big players that others are just not having the funds to bring in, together with the expensive players that they're buying. If you enjoy such type of content and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's completely for free. I am pushing for 4k before the start of the season. 5k is very far away, but let's see if we can make it to 4. I'm 130 people away from that, so hopefully we can all be together in that journey and you'll be watching my teamed FPL season this year. Before we jump into my team selection part, I want to give a special shout out to the Fantasy Football Hub. They are my affiliates for the 2025-2026 season, and they can be your powerful tool that allows you to win your mini league. They have a deal of 50% off until the season starts, and if you don't win your mini league, you'll be getting your money back. You have to read the terms and conditions in order to apply for that, but if you sign up with my link down in the description and you go and read the descriptions, even if you don't win your mini league, you can get your money back. They have some other powerful tools such as AI rating, AI suggested transfers. Then you have a good fixture planner. You have Bank Relin's fixture planner involved in this. Then you have some Opta stats. You can build your team there and adjust it for every week. So you have a very powerful tool system that can help you enhance your game and be ready for every challenge that lies ahead. Once more, they have 50% now until the season starts. If you use my link in the description, you help me as well. So if you want to join it and look at the same data that I am looking at, you can do it down in the description. Now let's jump into the team selection part. Starting in goal, I'm going to surprise a lot of people. I'm not going with the most popular option being Sanchez. I'm going with Raya. I have been with Sanchez for the whole summer preseason, but at the end, I think I'm going to start with Raya. I want an Arsenal defender. Gabriel didn't have the proper preseason. Saliba is not my favorite. The others are just not nailed. And what I can do in order to strengthen my team without risking players being rotated, bring Raya into the squad. Manchester United is the first game. They've signed 3 new attackers, and that would be a challenge, but that would mean that Raya can get some saves, and possibly in the hard games, Raya can shine even more, as he did last season. And Arsenal tend to play well against strong oppositions, and they tend to keep several clean sheets. The goalkeeper backup will not be a playing keeper, as I'm spending 5.5 for a keeper and I'm playing Raya every damn week, and I don't care about that. This will allow me to not use a transfer when Arsenal fixtures go for the better, and I can rely on my Arsenal defender. And if I don't have the possibility to get an Arsenal player at that moment, I know that I will have the coverage, so that's a preemptive transfer that I can afford and I can just get into my squad and be happy with. The keepers that I can buy this year: Raya, Alisson, Ederson or Trafford, Pickford, Henderson, Sanchez. If Donnarumma joins the Prem, I can pick him. So I have a lot of opportunities to bring a strong keeper. So the keeper will be a very, very important part of my team. But for now, I'm going to start with Raya, because not only that they have the tough fixtures at the beginning, they still have Leeds at home in game week 2, where I would want to have an Arsenal defender. And yeah, I think that Raya covers it the cheapest way and the one of the more nailed ones. So I'm pretty happy with it, and I can play him every week that it stands. If he doesn't perform, or if Arsenal turn out to be bad, I can just go and get another keeper that have good fixtures and has a good potential. So with 5.5, I can afford everyone. Up, there isn't anyone, and down, there are several options that I can get with that 5.5 investment that I have in Go. Looking at my defenders, I'm spending big here because I can afford it. Cucurella, Tarkovsky, Muriu, Konsa and Lacroix will be my 5 players that join the frame. This would mean that I can rotate between all of them, but honestly, I might not do that much of rotation. I will be playing Cucurella probably every week. This guy is playing like a striker or an attacking mid. He's always in the box. He's always there, and he's just getting clean sheets, defensive contributions, and goals and assists. If he can polish his end up product, he will be just amazing. Chelsea have a pretty solid 6-week start, and I can use him then to move to an Arsenal defender, which will be a good move on around game week 6. That being said, Cucurella can easily be rotated out of the team if something happens, because the other players that I have in the team tend to play very well. But still, this guy is someone that I want to have in my squad, and is someone that I want to go with. He's instead of Pedro Porro. Porro is a good asset now that Maddison is injured. He's on set pieces and he's on everything, but I just cannot rely on Spurs to start the season with. They have lost Swanke, Maddison. Swanke is injured, or at least is rumored to be injured. We'll see against PSG. Maddison is out, Kulusevski is out injured, and Stone is out of the team. That doesn't affect the defense that much, but it affects the whole dynamic of the team, and when the dynamic is just affected, the defenders tend to suffer not a very good fate, because they just rely on team cohesion, and it's just absent from the Spurs team, at least in my eyes. Moving then to Tarkovsky, I think he's, if not the best, one of the best defenders to start the season with, because he has, first of all, amazing fixture run start, and secondly, you can rely on him to get you every game at least something. Defensive contributions, clean sheets, goals, a combination of them. Everything is possible with Tarkovsky. 5.5 is a lot of money, but I still prefer him over O'Brien. First of all, I cannot get O'Brien because he's not in the 8 nations that I'm picking players from. But still, Tarkovsky being the captain, I think that is just going to be better for me to go with Tarkovsky. Brantwaite and Pickford double up sometimes in the season quite be possible, but for now let's start only with Tarkovsky. The final defender that's going to start for me game week 1 is Muriu. Another 5.5 here. If I could, I would have saved money with Neco Williams. I think that Neco is probably the better option, but I cannot get Neco because he's Welsh, and Wales haven't won the World Cup. So Brazilian from Muriu will do the job. He is good for defensive contributions. He can be relied on absolutely every game. That's the good thing about my defense. Even if someone gets injured, I can play most of them in any fixtures. Tarkovsky, Muriu and Lacroix are getting defensive contributions for fun. So even if they have a hard fixture, I can just get him for 3 points and I'll be happy with it. Brentford at home for Muriu is an amazing start. Moving into the bench, Konsa is there just because Aston Villa are a good team. they will be without Emi Martinez in the first week, but after that they get him into the squad. They are a good side that have game week 4, 5 and 7 with amazing run, so Konsa can just load in instead of the other players and can cover for injuries in both midfield and in attack, because I think that they are going to be just great this season. They haven't lost anyone in defense yet. They lost some wingers, but I think that Asensio and Rashford were not pivotal for that team. So yeah, Konsa is here to provide. The final player is going to be Lacroix here. If I could have saved money, I would have. Chris Richards is an amazing asset himself, and I don't think that Lacroix is that needed. But once again, I cannot pick Chris Richards because United States haven't won the World Cup. Lacroix, being French, covers everything. Gay is rumored to leave, so Gay is out of the equation. Munoz is not from a nation. Mitchell, they got Sosa, so I don't know what will happen with Europe rotation. But Lacroix, especially if they lose Gay, is going to play week in and week out, and he can become Crystal Palace's Van Dijk. So yeah, I will be happy with selecting Lacroix for my team and getting clean sheets and some defensive contributions down the road. Going into midfield, I'm not surprising anyone here that I'm going for England's big players in midfield. Palmer will be my star of the start of the season. Crystal Palace at home. Chelsea have bought so many players, but still Palmer is going to be very, very pivotal for their side, at least for the start of the season. As explained already with Cucurella, he has an amazing start of the season with fixtures, and I think that that will benefit me a lot. He's still on penalties. He's still a talismanic player. Yeah, he might be subbed off at some point, but I would still argue that Palmer is a great addition into the squad. Adding Saka, another Arsenal player, that's very differential for everyone else's plans. 10 million is a lot of money, but Manchester United away and Leeds at home are not bad offensive fixtures for that team. Saka is the star boy of Arsenal. I know that people are saying that Gyökeres can take penalties, but I honestly don't care about that too much. When I was expecting Saka to take penalties last season, he just gave them to Odegaard or the season before. So yeah, I'm not used to Saka having penalties, but still he is an asset that I like to have, and he's on set pieces. He is on every attack. The ball goes through him. Still, the right wing is far superior than the left wing. So I would still argue that Saka is one of the better players to own this season. So he's directly into my squad. Anderson, a 5.5 midfielder for defensive contributions, facing Brentford and having most of the set pieces now that Elanga has left, and playing a little bit advanced is a good thing. I think that he can increase his offensive output, but even if he doesn't, he's getting defensive contributions for fun. So expecting between 3 and 5 points every week from him. He's just there to tick the points, tick. I don't have a very good 5.5 option in my plethora of players. Reinders, Arias, Malen, they're all from nations that haven't won the World Cup. So yeah, I cannot go with Anderson in this sense. I can only go with Anderson in this sense. For now, he's the starter. That can change. I was planning to get Rodri, but Rodri is injured, so Rodri is out of the equation. Florian Wirtz finishes up my starting midfielder. I need a Liverpool midfielder because I cannot afford Salah, and Wirtz is the guy. McAllister is another option from that midfield, and that's it. Gravenberg, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, I just cannot get them. Who am I missing more? Yeah, I don't think I'm missing more midfielders. Yeah, Harvey Elliott, if he becomes a starter. Chiesa, who is going to be sold, is an option. Curtis Jones is an option, but honestly, they do not compare very, very well to Wirtz. So Wirtz is a player that I will start the season with. Bournemouth at home is a good fixture for Liverpool, as Bournemouth have lost their whole defense without the right back. So I think that is going to be tough for them. King in midfield is going to be my 4.5 option. If you're looking for a 4.5 player, I don't think that you can get anyone better. He's playing most of the games as a starter. Even if he doesn't, he's going to come on as a sub, and I think that 4.5 is a good price to spend, even if your players comes for a cameo from 10 to 15 minutes. In my side, he's going to be never picked like Bentley, so I will be relying mostly on the defenders if some injuries appear. So King is just a placeholder. In midfield, I'm missing some obvious players like Bruno, Salah, Gakpo. Those three players are the ones that I'm most sad about not owning, but yeah, the game is the game and the rules are the rules. To be fair, the only player that I hate missing at the start is Bruno. I think that he will be a very, very good asset, and if I could, I would have went with Bruno, but the game is the game and I cannot select him, so I'm starting the season without Bruno, and I'm starting the season without Salah, so wish me luck. Up front, I'm going big. I'm not going to surprise anyone by saying that I'm going just huge in the front department. I have the money to spend it. Most people are contemplating picking one striker. I'm on three. I just have the money and I can afford it. And here I think I will build some differential points compared to the rest of the squad, the side, the pool of players. Sorry. First of all, let's start with the most obvious player, that's Watkins. I was on a double up with Watkins and Rogers, but Rogers being injured for the last couple of weeks has not made it easy for me, and I'm not going to select him. Watkins will be my only Aston Villa attacker representative in the squad. I think that they have the best run after, not even after Chelsea, probably they have the best run until the 7th week. So yeah, I need someone from them to cover it, and I can use him for captaincy in a lot of the situations. So yeah, I'm starting the season with Watkins. I'm not surprising anyone. 9 million is not that much compared to what else we can have this year. I'm not able to afford Haaland, Isaac, Gyökeres, Strand Larsen. Who else am I missing? Oh, that's popular. Thiago, I just cannot have them, so I'm going big up front, and that would leave me to rotate them well. With another midfielder, I can get the money out of the attack and bring it into midfield. I have very important pivot points to that midfield side, 7.5 and 8.5 being covered by Ekitike and Joao Pedro can do me wonders. Especially if Solanke comes back into the frame, I can return him into the squad. There are some cheap attackers that I can go for. There are a lot of options that I can rely on, but Solanke being injured moves Joao Pedro into my side. I know that he's a minutes risk. I know that I'm perfectly fine with it if he can come and be on the field for 70 minutes and score twice. I don't care how much time he plays. Even at a rotation risk, I'm willing to take it. He's in such a great form, and I prefer his fixtures over Bowen and Mateta. Those are the other two players that I was contemplating with good form, but I just believe more in Chelsea at the start because West Ham are West Ham, and until I see some improvement, I'm not going to jump on them immediately. And Mateta is someone that I would want to get. But the fixtures, the depth of the squad, and the fact that they're going to be playing a qualification for the Conference League is not something that I like a lot. And I don't know how the minutes are going to be shared, where in the league or in the Conference League. I just want to stay away from their attack at the start, especially if Eze leaves. Probably Mateta loses a lot of his appeal, but Joao Pedro being in a very good side to start the season with. The transfers of Xavi Simons and Garnacho are not yet confirmed, so I can comfortably rely on Joao Pedro for the first couple of weeks. The final asset here is Ekitike, and that's my third not already established player in the team after Joao Pedro and Wirtz, but I didn't want to start with only one Liverpool attacker, and that's the only way to get it in until Isaac joins, or if Isaac joins at all. Ekitike will be starting up front, and I want to have him. When Isaac joins, Ekitike just leaves the side, and I will be thinking of something else to cover the Liverpool attack. But to start the season with, Ekitike is just in. 8.5 is a lot of money, but he is a safe option to Bowen or to Mateta or to Solanke. So yeah, I'm happy with it. After game week 3, if Isaac has joined and Liverpool have a good fixture run, I'll just take out Tiki and bring Powers, who will have a great fixture run as well. So yeah, I can maneuver around my squad. The last thing to discuss here is the captaincy, and I will be giving the armband to Saka this the start of this season. I know that most people are on Salah or on Palmer, but I believe that Saka will tear up the United defense. United have improved a lot offensively, but defensively they haven't brought in anyone important. So yeah, I think that Saka just tears them apart, and it will be a very, very interesting watch for me to see how much points he gets me. But at the end of the day, Wirtz is another option, but I don't fancy him that much for a big return, while Saka and Palmer will be players that I fancy and I know what they deliver. Hopefully you enjoy such type of teamed FPL draft, because this year is the start of my FPL teamed journey. From now on, I'll be most probably playing team drafts, and I want to hear your opinion on my draft and on my team down in the comments. Before we go, I want to give a special shout out to my active members, Florin, Oscar, Mehmet, Hem and Syntex. Thanks so much for being active members. If you guys want to become member and support me financially and get some perks for yourself, you can follow the links down in the description and you can become a member for a price of that you're seeing on your screen. If you cannot afford it or you don't want to spend money, you can just subscribe. It's completely for free. Let's push to 4K as much as possible, and let's see where this journey will lead us. That will be it for me, guys. Tomorrow and on Friday there will be videos. There will be a deadline stream on Friday, of course. I have a special surprise there for you, so when you subscribe, turn the notifications on because you don't want to miss it. Once again, thanks so much for being part of the community and being part of the channel. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.